You have to say action.
I will. Action.
Louder, please.
Action.
Hi, it's Sohla here at NYT Cooking Studio Kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to make a holiday Rocky Road from our friends down under, the Australian Rocky Road. It's a no-bake cookie, perfect for those warm winter nights. I like this one because I wanted to make something that a kid could make totally on their own. Anyone can make this. If you're decorating gingerbread houses and you have a lot of random scraps around this time of year, throw it all in here. You don't have to make my recipe, just like be inspired. All right, we're gonna start by lining our loaf pan with a little parchment. This is just gonna make it easier to pop out once it's set. You don't have to be that precise with the measurement. This is a 9x5, but you could do this with like an 8.5x4. Loaf pans are very strange in the way they're sized, and it really stresses me out. But with this recipe, you don't have to be stressed. You don't even have to line it very well, you know? If you don't have parchment, you could also use foil. The main thing is we want to have a little sling so we can easily lift the candy out once it's set. If you want to make this to give away to folks, you can easily double it and then pop it in an 8x8 or a 9x9 brownie pan, or even quadruple it and put it in a 9x13. You got gifts for everybody. Hit it with a little bit of nonstick spray or any kind of fat just to help the parchment stick. We're like halfway done with the recipe now. Now we begin. We got our bowl. I'm using a bag of semi-sweet chips. There's good chips out there, but if you want to level this up, a good way is to get a bar each of dark chocolate and milk chocolate, melt that together, get that fancy chocolate vibe in here. But I love this because it's already chopped. Perfect for cooks of all levels. Now to this I'm going to add half a cup of Biscoff. Traditionally for Rocky Road, you just melt the chocolate and you add mix-ins. But I like the Biscoff because it kind of gives it this tender fudge-like texture. It's like extra creamy, it melts in your mouth more easily, and you get a little bit of spice from the cinnamon that's in the Biscoff. If you don't like Biscoff, you could do an equal amount of peanut butter, or tahini is really good. You can really get creative and have fun with this, or you can leave it out and just go chocolate. This is your Rocky Road journey. Oh, this would also be good with Nutella if you want to go a little fancy. I don't know, Nutella always felt fancy to me. Now I'm going to add a little bit of, for the holiday vibes, some pumpkin spice. Last year I became a pumpkin spice believer. Something about fall now, I love it. I used to hate on it, but now I love it. And some salt. Even though it's a dessert, salt always brings out the flavors of everything. I'm going to melt this in the microwave. I like having the spices in there before I melt because it's kind of going to bloom in the fat from the chocolate and the Biscoff. Shall we microwave? Check on it at first after 20 seconds, and then after that every 10 to 15 seconds. Be careful, make sure you grab your bowl with a towel because it could be hot. If you heat it until it fully melts, sometimes the edges kind of burn, so it's better to leave it a little under melted and let it melt from the residual heat. Okay, so my chocolate is mostly melted, and this is going to cool it down a little bit as well so our marshmallows don't melt. So I've been spending some time on TikTok. I'm like the oldest person there. My algorithm just kept giving me videos of people making Rocky Road. So I was like, oh, I want to get in on that fun. So that's kind of what inspired this. So the most traditional Rocky Road was raspberry gummies, marshmallows, peanuts, like this, chewy, fluffy, crunchy. So I kind of wanted the same vibe. So I'm going to crumble in my Biscoff. You don't want like two tiny chunks because it's kind of nice when you slice into it. You want to see a cross section of cookie. So just roughly crumble them in. At home I got some marshmallows that look like Santa Claus that I wanted to throw in here, but I forgot them. So we're going to use the mini marshmallows. So Ham didn't grow up here. So Ham had his first jet puffed marshmallow, because all he had ever had was like a fine dining marshmallow that you get at the end of like a tasting menu. He likes these better. So 3/4 cup of pecans. You don't have to be too precise. You can also use whatever kind of nut you want. No matter what you put in here, it's gonna be good because it's all coated in chocolate. Some spice drops. So I feel like these are pretty easy to find around the holidays because they're like one of those iconic things you decorate a gingerbread house with. So it felt really appropriate to throw these in here. We're gonna do 3/4 cup. So I'm just kind of folding this. It's gonna look really chunky. You could even add a little more. You can actually pack a lot in here as long as every ingredient gets coated, it'll come together into a bar. Oh, I did one version with some Rice Krispies in there for like that crunch bar vibe. It's really nice if you have some cereal, some Chex, because you're making Chex Mix around this time of year. Whoa, guys, I can just keep going. I think it'd be really good with peanut butter, Chex, a little cinnamon, marshmallows, peanuts. Yeah, like puppy chow. Oh, we should have done that. Oh, I love puppy chow. Dusted with some powdered sugar. All right, I'm gonna tip this into my pan. I'm gonna give you the best visual here. Huh? I can cook backwards for you. Now, if you don't have a loaf pan, you really can set this in whatever, like mount it up on a plate with a rim. As long as you line it with something, you'll be able to get it out. So I'm gonna just use my spatula to kind of spread it into the corners, zhuzh it around to get it everywhere. And then I'm gonna give it a firm tap to make sure the whole thing is settled. Make sure the chocolate kind of seeps in between all the cracks, everything holds together well so you get nice clean slices. And then finish it off with a little sprinkle. A sprinkle that represents your holiday of choice. Now this has to set in the fridge at least an hour because it is just like fat. It will absorb any odors in your fridge. So if it's gonna be in there for a while, give it a really good wrap and then we're gonna slice it up. As you can see, my candy is nice and set. You should just be able to pop it out. Sometimes you need to get in there with a butter knife and wiggle a bit. You just kind of need to make like a little air gap to help it along the way. Now, if you are a child, this is the point where you definitely need a parent to help you cut it, but you can do everything else by yourself or just eat it as one block. I don't know what the rules are in your home, you know? Ah, whoa, huh? You didn't think I was gonna make that happen, huh? I saw the nervousness in all of your faces. And now you can kind of slice this up however you want, as many portions as you need. I really like going just all the way across. And so you get these nice slabs that are kind of like biscotti shaped. You do you, you know? And to keep those cuts nice and clean, wipe your blade in between with a hot damp towel. Whoa, we did it. Hold on, I want to take a picture. You guys got such good lighting. Everything looks good. I want this one. It's kind of like a truffle-y because the chocolate's a little supple from the Biscoff, so you get this tender, melty, rich chocolate. And then a whole bunch of different textures. Little pops of crunch from the sprinkle, crispy bite from the Biscoff. I think my favorite bite is the marshmallow. Little chewy marshmallow bite. It's really fun, it's really easy. You can cut it up into whatever size portion you need. Have fun. If you're baking this holiday season, I think just get organized and try and do as much as you can in advance. There's a lot of recipes where you can like make the dough in advance and have it in your freezer. Roll and punch cookies out. Like I've done some cookie boxes in my day and I never do that. I do it all 2 days before I want to ship it. And it's disaster and I never have any fun, so don't be like me. Plan, be organized. If that happens, just have some eggnog afterwards. You can get this recipe and all the Cookie Week recipes at nytcooking.com. Thank you. It's all of the cookies. Oh yeah, I can open the box. What? Do you want to get tight on the ribbon pull? It's like a lingerie ad. Thank you for all the cookies. I know you do this every year, but I forget every year. It's a surprise every time.